have experienced moments where I felt really, really guilty when all I've done is show attention to narcissists, but I've left maybe a phone call with them feeling really, really bad when all I've done is been like, how are you? How's your day? How's your relationship? What are you doing at the moment? What are you excited for this weekend? They've asked me nothing, and then I've left going, I don't think I was good enough then. I feel kind of guilty. I think they leave room for you to feel a bit like, because they want you to come back and prove yourself to them and keep giving them your undivided love and attention. They don't give you that kind of, those words of affirmation. They don't say, oh, thank you, you're the bestest friend, you're the bestest partner, you're the bestest daughter, granddaughter, whoever. They don't give you that reassurance. I think that's something that narcissists do so much. They hold back on the reassurance. And I think we all need that. We do. Some people more than others. Me. But I think we all need reassurance. Hello everybody, I'm Alessia. Today I'm going to be talking about narcissism. I really want to protect the people that have been on the receiving end of narcissistic people, because you really deserve love and reassurance, and it takes a big toll on you. I would know. I've had many encounters with narcissistic people, and it's really painful and it's really draining, and it's really hard to know whether you're in the right or wrong, because they're very good at manipulating you, and it's just this whole painful spiel. And I just quickly want to recognise, because for the rest of this video it's going to be all about you, the victim of the person who is narcissistic, but I just want to quickly recognise that narcissism stems from some kind of trauma or insecurity. The narcissistic person has learnt to behave in these quite damaging, toxic ways in order to kind of survive. They've learnt it from their parents. They're only doing what they know is best for them. But anyway, less about them, more about you. I just had to pause the video to put some lipstick in my rings on. Okay, so how to spot a narcissist. I've met a variety of narcissists. They've all differed. Some come across as super caring at the beginning and sweet, and I would call them the kind of undercover narcissists. They are actually referred to, I've read lots of articles on this, and they're usually referred to as covert narcissists. And then there's the really obvious narcissists that get straight to the point. They're known as overt narcissists. Obviously everyone's so different. There's no one standard way of existing as a narcissist. Just like there's no one way of being an introvert, an extrovert, a sensitive person, an empath. Yeah, we're all so different. So I just wanted to say that. But this video is going to be about narcissism generally. Okay, so you might have someone in your life right now that you think could be a narcissist, or you're pretty sure they are. I want you to picture that person now, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay, so thinking about this person, or maybe there's more than one person, I've got some questions. Do conversations revolve mainly around them? And if you try to talk about yourself, do they bring it back to their life? Do you have to pluck up the courage to talk about yourself with them? And when you do you notice how visibly bored and disinterested they are? Do you feel like you're constantly having to work to get their approval? Like you have to shower them with compliments and attention? Like you have to do a lot just to please them? Do they show little interest in your life, your passions, your feelings, and your interests? If you tell them that you disagree with something they say, do they go quiet and cold? Do they make you feel uncomfortable and perhaps guilty? If you've said yes to many of these questions, or all of them, you are 100% dealing with a narcissist. So my lovely friends, I'm now going to talk about why and how you should distance yourself from a narcissist. That is, if you can. Narcissists can create self-doubt within you because they don't care about you deeply as an individual. Usually narcissists are looking to take from you your time, your love, your interest, your care, and they're really not happy to dish it back. It's not a reciprocal relationship. Narcissists are draining and they're selfish, and usually it ends up with you asking them questions about their life, showing so much love and interest in what's going on in their world, and them not asking anything about your life. And when you do go to open up, they don't care. They want your attention, but it ends there. Entertaining narcissists can take a toll on you, because when you're showing so much love and interest in someone, but they're not reciprocating that love and interest, it can get in your head and it can make you develop serious self-doubt. It can make you think, oh, actually, maybe people don't care about me. Maybe I'm not interesting. Maybe my voice is not important. Maybe I'm not funny. Maybe I'm not intelligent. Maybe I should quiet my voice. And the more you kind of practice quieting your voice, the less confident you're going to get, the less articulate you're going to get, because you kind of have to use these things and practice these things to get better. Practice makes perfect. Not that perfect's really achievable, but it's a valuable saying to think about. Narcissists really instill the idea that you're alone and that people don't care if you're struggling and that other people are more important than you. Having people like this around you is going to be so detrimental to your self-esteem. Having people that don't praise you, particularly if you're a sensitive person or a person who's not felt much love growing up, maybe from your friends, maybe from your family, you kind of want to be nurtured and uplifted and empowered. But if you're surrounded by people, narcissistic people, you're going to continue not believing in yourself, having low self-esteem, not exploring your passions and interests, not creating a life that you want to live. Right, another reason why you do not want a narcissist in your life, or why you need to distance yourself from narcissists, is because they're manipulators and they will twist things in order to make the attention 100% on them. So you may find that you constantly feel the need to prove yourself, to prove that you're good enough, to prove that you're worthy, to prove that you're valuable to a narcissist, because they will sow seeds of doubt in you. They will make you feel like you're not worthy, that you've got more to give, that you need to prove yourself. They're going to make you feel like, oh, that kind of feeling. I don't really know how to put that into a word, but just that being on edge, not feeling like they get you, that you are meaning well, that you're a good person. They will, sow seeds of doubt in your head. And they'll do this by just making you not feel good enough, by ingraining guilt in you. Simply put, they'll make you doubt yourself, so then you feel like you've got something you have to prove, so that you give them endless amounts of time and love and attention. A good indicator that you've been subjected to this kind of manipulation is if you leave a conversation with the narcissist and you somehow feel really guilty or really unworthy and like you have to prove yourself more and not good enough. If you feel this way, but actually you spent the entire conversation talking about them, praising them, showering them with compliments, talking about their life struggles, not talking about you. If you realise that you spent the whole time talking about them, I want you to know you've done nothing wrong and all that's happened is you've been manipulated. Yay, the sun has come out. How has the sun come out? It's literally been cloudy all day. I get so lucky with filming these YouTube videos. I'm going to quickly take a moment to say, please go and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so far, and please like and share your opinions with me and just like your love, because I just want to feel loved. I think we all want to feel loved. Even the narcissists want to feel loved. They just go about it in a really weird way. Okay, another reason why you don't want to spend time with narcissists, why you don't want to let them in if you can, or if you can't, get rid of them. Just another reason why you need to distance yourself is because they have a lack of empathy. So you might actually open up to them, you might want to have a cry to them, you might get really deep and emotional with them, and they might just give you nothing. They most likely will give you nothing, the cold shoulder, and this will be deeply painful and invalidating, particularly if you're a sensitive person and if your love language is kind of words of affirmation and quality time. I'm a sensitive person, so I feel really good when people are sensitive with me and my emotions and interested in what I'm going through. And I've been deeply hurt when I've opened up to narcissists and they've just not been interested. So yeah, narcissists aren't going to be great at the deep and meaningful stuff, which to me is the most important part of a relationship, of a friendship. I've heard the term gaslight being used all the time, and sometimes I'm a bit like, what does that actually mean? I don't actually have the definition for you. But basically, they're going to make you question yourself. They're going to make you ask, I'm just referring to my notes quickly, they're going to make you ask yourself things like, am I too sensitive? Have I done something wrong? Yeah, narcissists will often make you think you've done something wrong. So maybe you've had a conversation with the narcissist and you've left feeling really, really guilty, like you've done something wrong. I think the best way to kind of realise that you've done nothing wrong, that they're just being a narcissist, the best way to do that is to either like journal or talk to a friend and be like, where's this guilt coming from? What's the thing that I did wrong? There should be something clear and obvious. If it's not clear, if it's not obvious, if you're really confused, they're just manipulating you, they're gaslighting you. And if you have done something wrong, then they kind of owe it to you to be honest and open with you and tell you and have a productive conversation. I think that's another thing that narcissists do. They're not looking to deepen and strengthen relationships and friendships. They're not looking to receive constructive criticism and give it. They are so unhealthy in their way of forming relationships that they just take, and they're not happy to change. I think I'm really dehydrated. My mouth is so dry. I have experienced moments where I felt really, really guilty when all I've done is show attention to people or narcissists, but I've left maybe a phone call with them feeling really, really bad when all I've done is been like, how are you? How's your day? How's your relationship? What are you doing at the moment? What are you excited for this weekend? They've asked me nothing, and then I've left going, I don't think I was good enough then. I feel kind of guilty. I think they leave room for you to feel a bit like, because they want you to come back and prove yourself to them and keep giving them your undivided love and attention. They don't give you that kind of, those words of affirmation. They don't say, oh, thank you, you're the bestest friend, you're the bestest partner, you're the bestest like daughter, granddaughter, whoever. They don't give you that reassurance. I think that's something that narcissists do so much. They hold back on the reassurance. And I think we all need that. We do. Some people more than others. Me. But I think we all need reassurance. Oh, I just find it so painful, because I know that everyone ultimately is just a hurt person, and hurt people. And everyone's hurt a little bit because we just live in such a messed up world. Not to be negative. There are beautiful things in this world, but there's also a lot of evil. I get that we have a way of coping with things, but I just think being kind to other people and reassuring people and showing people love is, I personally think it's easy, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. But I've got friends that do it too, and they've been subject to kind of narcissistic people, but they haven't let it tear them down and then reciprocated the bad and damaging behaviour. They've kind of said, no, I want to be a good, kind person. I want to make people feel good. I want to feel good in myself. So this is how I'm going to treat people. I'm going to treat people how I want to be treated. Sometimes you can't escape narcissists, and I don't want you to panic, because there are ways of kind of protecting yourself that I'm now going to give you. I want you to preserve kind of your self-love, and I want you to preserve your energy. So I've got some tips to help you emotionally distance yourself from narcissists, so you can avoid alone time with the narcissist. Maybe you do have to see them, but you can bring along a safe person. A safe person is just someone that makes you feel appreciated and loved, who asks you interesting questions, who doesn't drain you, who, yeah, someone who cares for you. Bring them along, and they will hopefully kind of counteract the negative feelings that the narcissist might bring up in you. So say you have to go for dinner with the narcissist, maybe just suggest bringing that friend along that makes you feel really good, and just say, oh, we're going out to the cinema after, so do you mind if she comes? Or I don't know, just make up a reason. The thing is, the reason why I'm saying make up a reason and not saying be honest is because I've read extensively about this, and a lot of the articles say you can stand up to narcissists and be honest with them and tell them, I don't feel safe on my own with you, you drain me. But because they are so in their own mind and not putting themselves in other people's shoes, they are very quick to get defensive and sensitive and not be very empathetic. So basically, a lot of the articles that I read were suggesting that it's just not going to be productive, that they are not going to be able to see things from your side and try and change things for the better, which is actually quite a cynical view. And I'm not sure if I do think that everyone should be given the like I do think we should believe that everyone can change their negative behaviour. I do. Actually, I'm just going to move on. Another thing that you can do is get really good at recognising narcissistic behaviour. Hopefully this video has already helped you realise what is narcissistic behaviour, and if you think that I've managed to help you, please subscribe and like quickly now. So yeah, when you recognise mid-conversation, this person's being manipulative, they're gaslighting me, they're being really narcissistic right now, sometimes because they're doing a lot of the talking, you can just take deep breaths and affirm to yourself that you do not deserve this rubbish. You can say to yourself, this narcissistic person is projecting their insecurities onto me. I don't deserve this. I'm a valuable person who deserves so much love. I think that's the thing with narcissists, because what I found is often they can talk about themselves a lot. It does give you the space to kind of actually have little internal chats in your head and kind of soothe yourself. Just a little trick. Now, I've said this a lot in my past YouTube videos, that words are really powerful, and that's why I make these kind of videos, because I just love chatting, and I think, yeah, I do think words affect everything. They influence culture, they are culture, but also lack of words is also very powerful. So silence is powerful. And I do think if someone is being manipulative, gaslighting, just nasty to you, sometimes the most powerful thing is to just greet them with zero attention, silence, walk away. I know that they might get angry, but they can't get angry for long at you because you won't be there. You are so entitled to protect yourself, protect your energy, and to take yourself aside. You don't owe anyone your presence or your time. Yeah, sometimes I just think it's best to leave the room. I've done that many times, and I actually think, wow, why didn't I do that sooner? My next thing is so important, and this is something I am still rubbish at, but you need to learn to draw boundaries. You need to learn to minimize the amount of empathy and love you're giving these narcissists, because sometimes it's like an open tap, just constant positivity and love and attention for them. It's just draining. You're gonna run out of water. You're gonna be really dehydrated like I am right now. You need to get good at stopping yourself in your people-pleasing tracks. You need to realise when enough's enough. I've given them enough love and attention. I've asked them plenty of questions about their life. The attention has been purely on them for a good 5 minutes now. I'm just going to go silent. Maybe I'll try and talk about myself, but if they show no interest, if they don't ask any questions, if they actually look bored, if they try and turn the conversation back on them, I'm done. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to phone my friend. Maybe sometimes actually the best thing you can do is just say to yourself, okay, this person's a narcissist, I've identified that now, so I'm only going to let myself have short bursts of time with them. Maybe have like a 10-minute rule or a 15-minute rule. You only spend that amount of time with them, so then you just don't get completely drained of all your beautiful positive energy. Another thing that you can do to protect yourself is, again, it's use words. I'm obsessed with affirmations. I've got some example affirmations that I'm going to give you. But I do think sometimes it's really easy to be really kind to our friends, but not as kind to ourselves. So treat yourself like your best friend. Pretend that you're talking to one of your best friends, and pretend your best friend is going through what you're going through with this narcissist. What would you say to them? Now, let me give you the affirmations that I want you, that you can take if you want to, or take them or leave them. It's up to you. This bully can't take away the deep feelings of love and positivity I have inside me. It's quite a long affirmation, I know. I choose to protect myself, my energy every day. Being alone feels better than being in bad company. They don't give me the love I deserve. That's because they don't feel love themselves. They feel insecure. I will not take on their lack of self-love. I will not take on their insecurities. I'm enough. I know that. And if they don't see that, I'm not going to try and make them see that. I don't need to make them see that because I see that. I'm enough. If you want to save that video, it's on my Instagram and it's also on my TikTok. So head over there and you can save the video. Okay, my last tip is quite out there. It's quite random, but I actually think it's quite useful. Make a YouTube or an Instagram reel talking about dealing with narcissists. Basically, help others deal with the situation that you're dealing with. I sometimes find it far more useful to think about other people being in my situation than myself being in the situation and how I'm going to handle it. I prefer thinking about how others can handle it, because I think sometimes you're just so muddled in your own emotions that you can't think logically. Emotions can often cloud logic. So yeah, sometimes just thinking, what would I advise other people do? Also, you're usually a lot kinder to others than you are yourself, as I said a couple of minutes ago. Helping others find solutions to the problems that I'm struggling with often really helps me heal myself. So if social media is something you're interested in, start that self-help podcast. Make that YouTube video about dealing with narcissists. Make that YouTube video about anxiety or depression. I just want to end this video on a bit of like a motivational, inspirational, you can do this. Because I've come across so many people recently who really want to start a YouTube channel, who really want to start posting quite out there videos on Instagram, helping people or just talking about their ideas, sharing their more creative side. And they're so nervous about being judged by others, but we're all doing the same thing. We're all nervous about being judged. And maybe I was a little bit at the start of my YouTube journey. And even before then, I obviously was, because it took me a while to start the YouTube channel. But now I don't really think I care. Obviously, every now and then things are going to faze me because I'm a sensitive person. And I do think as humans, we are kind of wired to care about what other humans think. It's kind of like the tribe, wanting to say protected by the tribe kind of mentality. But I just think if you've got ideas, you should share them with the world. Life's short. If you're talented, you should definitely not be holding those talents back. And imagine if you could have a job that you really loved that involved you utilising your creative skills. Imagine if you could be really passionate about what you do. Even if it's not like something you want to monetize, even if it's just a hobby that you want to start, making videos. I want to encourage people to do that, because this YouTube channel has really helped my mental health. So I just want to recommend it to anyone who's just needing that little push. To be honest, even if you don't feel comfortable sharing the video, just make it. Making it sometimes is enough. Okay, now I want to share with you just my general thoughts on this topic. As I think I've already mentioned, have been on the receiving end of narcissistic behaviour. I've had friends who were narcissists. I've actually never had any romantic partners that were narcissists. For some reason, I'm very good at being like, I need my sensitivity honoured in this relationship. I need this, I need that. I'm very good at cultivating healthy romantic relationships, but in the past, not necessarily in the present actually, but in the past I had a lot of narcissistic friends. They did hurt me, and it did hurt my self-esteem, and I was just constantly questioning myself and feeling guilty and feeling like I owed them just more of me and more of my love all the time, and I just felt depleted myself in terms of my love cup wasn't being filled up. It's also so painful when you're such a caring person, but the person that you're caring for just has zero cares for you. I also feel like with narcissists, you can't win, because if you do open up to them, often you'll feel quite invalidated in your feelings, you'll feel quite alone. So maybe it's better to bottle things up, but actually I would never advise anyone to bottle things up. So it's just, you can't really win. I can't imagine how lonely it is to be in a relationship, a romantic relationship, a long-term romantic relationship with a narcissist. And if you, the person watching right now, is in the midst of that, I really hope this video has provided some kind of comfort. And please know that there are people who've experienced what you've experienced and overcome things and protected their energy, who are posting things online, articles that you can read. I can't personally speak about like romantic relationships and what that's like. I like on this channel to only speak about things from experience. I find it really interesting that with romantic partners, all my relationships have been, apart from my first one, but that wasn't really a relationship. I've been really lucky in terms of like, I've been with really lovely people and they haven't been narcissistic. But it's interesting that hasn't been the same for my friendships in the past. It's clear that I'm not as like vigilant at looking after myself and looking after my needs and my sensitivity when it comes to friendship I've let narcissistic people in the past. I don't know why I do that. Yeah, it's interesting. I just think I'm better at setting boundaries and respecting myself within a romantic relationship, but less so with friendship. I've definitely got so much better, and all my friends now are wonderful. If you have any thoughts on why I do that, please let me know. I'm gathering that a lot of you who watch my channel are deep thinkers like me, so I'm sure you can unpick why I am the way I am. If you notice any things that I say or have any observations, please share in the comments, because I'm so interested. But yeah, in the past I've entertained so many friendships that have made me feel like powerless, and people that have made me feel less than. And I actually think that's a really useful thing. If you're questioning your friendships right now, and if you want to know, is it worth maintaining this friendship? Are they making me feel good? I think a really good thing to ask yourself is, do you feel powerful, and do you feel more than within those friendships? What I mean by more than is, do you feel valued, appreciated, intelligent, your best self when you're in their presence? Do you feel like that's how they perceive you? They perceive you in this really good, beautiful, positive light. Okay, I posted this thing on Instagram and I was quite proud of it, if I'm honest, because I spent a while writing it. It's not really long. I just want to read it out to you because it's all about narcissists, and I thought this will be a good way to leave you on a positive, motivational, I can do this note. I've got my laptop here, by the way. Being a people pleaser, an empath, and also having poor self-esteem in my past led to me entertaining narcissists for years. These narcissists never made me feel I could voice my opinions, my struggles, certainly not stand up for myself or set boundaries. Narcissists don't like being confronted. They can't take criticism, even when it's constructive. If you feel hurt by them and you decide to have a mature chat with them, they'll most likely get defensive and verbally aggressive quickly. They may have you feeling it's your fault, that you deserve this poor treatment from them. I'm here to tell you you don't deserve it. You deserve to be treated with care. You deserve people's time, interest, and love. You deserve the space to create healthy boundaries. If you feel hurt, you deserve to be met with kindness and empathy. True friends, healthy partners, kind parents want you to feel good in yourself. They will apologize when they hurt you. They will learn from their mistakes. They will prioritize your relationship, not themselves. That's what you deserve. Having read that out, that's just reminded me, apologizing. I feel like that's something that narcissists don't do or struggle to do. Maybe that's another sign that you're dealing with a narcissist, if they've been in the wrong and they've never said sorry. Which, of course, we all make mistakes. We're all going to do things that hurt people. So I think we all have to be open to the fact that we're going to have to say sorry, and we're going to have to admit when we've done something wrong. And yeah, I think that's something that narcissists either can't do or are really bad at doing. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for, just supporting me and watching my video. And please subscribe, like, share and comment. And hit the bell button so you get notified when I post. I post every week, so if you don't want to hit the bell notification, just know I post once a week, usually on a Sunday or a Thursday. I love this YouTube channel, and I love you. Thanks for watching.